Oswaldo.
Yes.
You're writing your life story. Am I in it?
You just entered. I definitely am. Coming home for Christmas to spend time with mother. Type.
Horse shit.
Pay no attention to him.
Horse shit!
You only have to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang. Hi guys, Google1 back. This time we are going to be looking at the 1/6 scale ASMUS Toys John Ruth from the Hateful 8 movie. Been looking forward to this one for quite some time. I had him on pre-order, he's just come through, so we're going to do a quick unboxing and a quick look at the actual figure. Let's bring this down. Bring this across. Open. Get it gone. Excellent, there we go. Okay, that's out of the box. I got this from Planet Action Figures. Pre-ordered from these guys. It's my first time ordering with them, so I wasn't 100% certain on it. But yeah, looks like they've come through pretty well for me. Quite chuffed. Get him open. I remember watching the movie when it first came out and I absolutely loved it. It wasn't for everybody, but I have to say this is probably my top 3 Tarantino movies now. I've seen it quite a few times and it just seems to get better with repeat viewing. So if you've only watched it once and weren't that impressed, maybe I recommend actually going back and rewatching the film, because it was, like I said, a bit of a grower rather than a shower. Some people said it was a bit boring, doesn't really occur in many places. It's almost like it appeared to be like a theatre show and it was all based in like one room, like 12 Angry Men, but I absolutely loved that. I love the dialogue. Again, Tarantino just nailed it with that dialogue, and I've been looking forward and hoping that someone would do these figures. So I was quite impressed when they announced this so early on. I thought it'd be years before anybody got the guts to start doing the figures from this, but you know, ASMUS jumped straight on it and we got ourselves the Hateful 8 John Ruth. Major Marcus Warren, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get him yet. We'll see how this figure goes, but for the moment this is looking really good. That's the front of the box. There's the side, the Hateful 8 1/6 collectible action figure. Then we've got a warning. Read the instructions carefully, it says, because obviously you might end up breaking something you don't need to, because it is, you know, a fragile 1/6 scale figure. There's that side. There's the top. And there's the bottom, and that's, you know, it's exactly what I would expect. It's not something that blows me away with its design, but it's got a nice slip sleeve. Put that back there. And here we have the box. Seems to be like showing his hands in the sleeve. It's got his not sure what that is really. Is that his revolver? I don't know what that is. That's his revolver. That's his sort of shotgun, I think. He's got his chains. It looks like another hand. It's supposed to be the exclusive version, so it'll come with an extra base. We'll see when I get it open. But that's the front. Hateful 8 on the side. And that's something I'm looking forward to doing. I might actually remake this into a little diorama for the figure itself. But as you can see, by the door, it's got the planks of wood. Keep the door shut because I have to keep banging the nails in. And it's just the inside of the cabin from the looks of it. A few hooks and rope by the door. It's a really nice touch. You can use that for your display purposes. I may actually use this at the background for the rest of the figure showing. Typical clamshell design. It's looking pretty good so far. I've been looking forward to this for a while, so get this open. That's the back of it. There's the front and the back. Looks like we do get the diorama base that they offered. It's a little plastic stand, 2 different grabbers. Looks like he's a pistol holder there, cup, his coffee cup, and the sandbags or coffee bean bags. I'm not entirely sure what that. I think they're sandbags. Okay guys, here's a quick look at him straight out of the box. I haven't touched anything on him. I swapped the hand over and that's about it. So before I put the coat on and everything, I thought I'd have a quick look at him. And he's looking pretty nice, to be honest. One of the issues I've got with it is standing him up. I've pushed him up against the box there, but I'll talk about that in a second. You can see this shirt colour, it's quite nice. It's got a pop-in picture there. He's got his waist jacket on. This jacket's really nice, it's not too thick. It seems to be quite nice, it has a really nice sort of inside lining. This pocket watch looks quite fun. 6 scale pocket watch. Just put that down. Very nice. And like I said, one of the main issues I've already noticed is the boots. These are all one full sculpt and they're very stiff and rigid, and they make it difficult for him to stand up on his own. Maybe with a bit more fussing I'll be able to get him to stand on his own. This is him without the head sculpt. It's a really nice head sculpt as well. Does capture Kurt Russell as the Hangman John Ruth really well. The age is quite good for it. Got some freckles and stuff on his face. It's a good paint app. Not amazing. There's nothing that you wouldn't see outside of any other figure, but it is a nice head sculpt all the same. It's quite slim. I think they've made him a little bit more slimmer than what he really is, because when you put the coat on, I think that really bogs him out. So if they make this more thin and then put the coat on him, he's just going to look massive. So they've slimmed him up a little bit, just so that the coat goes on. It doesn't make him look as chunky as, you know, he would if they made his body the right size and everything. Okay guys, here he is, completely unboxed finally. Bit of futzing, a bit of moving around, it took a little while. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, I think he looks really nice. He does have a few minor flaws here and there, and I'll get onto those in a second. But the overall effect is that this is a really nice figure. My entire opinion has changed. I was a bit worried because it's ASMUS toys. I wasn't entirely sure what it would end up coming out like. Some people say that their prototypes are amazing and then their figures sort of fall down the rabbit hole and don't look so good when they're actually made. But to a certain extent that's every company, and I have to be honest, this guy is looking pretty good. Price wise he's below 200. He was around 170 pounds. So all in all, this guy is really, really nice, and with the extras that you get with him, I'm very impressed. A few slight flaws, like I said. For example, the hat. The hat is really difficult to get on to begin with. You have to do a little bit of moving around, a little bit of stretching, because where they've stitched it up, you know, it's all shrunk up and it's not really messed around with properly. So you have to stand there and pull it and mess around with it and tug it and all sorts of stuff, and you know, try to get it done. But it doesn't look that good. I don't know why they went with that material. It looks like a lint-free cloth on his head. Doesn't look like a fur hat really. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't have gone with this sort of fur style here. Maybe they couldn't get the right colour in the material that they wanted. But you know, it's not amazing, and I secretly hope that if they sell enough of these and there is a third-party interest, then someone else might make the hat for him, because the hat isn't great, to be honest. It's okay, but it does bring it down a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. I really like the fur coat. I think the fur coat is superb. I mean, the whole point is that he looks, you know, like a big grizzly bear. He's really grumpy, and he's really sort of got, you know, he's always in a bad mood. So the fact that he's, you know, they dressed him up like he was sort of a great big grizzly bear was, I think, was a perfect design choice for him. And they've managed to get the coat, and because they slimmed the body down a little bit, when you put the coat on, it's not too bulky, but it's chunky enough that he looks the part. I really like the feel of the fur. It's really soft. It's really good fake fur that they've used. The lining is very different up here to the, you know, two different types of material, and the lining and the collars and cuffs. The inside of the actual coat itself has no this has smooth lining on the inside here, but on the inside of the sleeves they didn't do that. They kept it free just so it wouldn't be as difficult to slip on the coat on over this waistcoat, because the waistcoat would probably catch on this lining and it'd be forever there trying to get it all together without the sleeves of the actual jacket riding up inside the coat. So I'm really glad they went with that idea, and I'm really glad that they didn't put any lining inside the sleeves, because then he could easily slip them in. It was literally putting the two arms back, and then I slipped the coat on, and within 60 seconds it was on. No muss, no fuss. If we then come to, I'd say, the head sculpt is really good. It's exactly like they said it was going to be. He's got a scowl on him, he's in a bad mood. He's great, and it is a really, really good head sculpt. I was worried about the nose being a bit off, but it seems to be okay. See, there's all wrinkling inside the eyes. It's aged, and the nose is good, and it does look like Kurt Russell. Lots of detail in the hair, nice paint apps, although they do look a little brush strokey, nothing too big. And as you can see, there's flecks inside the skin to make it look more realistic, and there's some discoloration near the moustache and the cheek. There's a bit of ruddying around the cheek where he's been out in the cold, a bit blusher, a bit blushy. It's great. See the liver spots from his age. Shirt's okay. I thought it'd be a bit more ruffled. It's probably showing up quite white here, but it's not. It's a slightly off white, where they've been trying to make it look a bit aged and old. But obviously under such stark lighting, it's not being picked up on the camera very well. Waistcoat is really good. I mean, I'm hard pressed to be able to spot the difference between this and, say, a Hot Toys Sweeney Todd tailoring. It really is that good. If we come up, just come up for a second, as you can see, there is some really nice tailoring. If you have the Sweeney Todd figure, you know what I mean. Fine stitching. So the clothes are definitely on par with something like this, and Ichabod. They really are really nice. So let's go back down. Hey John. The tailoring is good. I'll be honest. The belt, the gun belt, is really nice. The problem I have with it is that when you put the belt buckle on, you have to thread it through, and that can be a little hairy because it's such a thin piece here, thin piece of pleather, that when you pull it through, be very careful not to pull it too hard, because if you do, it will snap. I've had plenty of pleather belts before in 1/6 scale that as you're threading it through, this bit just sort of pulls off and snaps, because it's not not super sturdy, and I was a little nervous with this one, but it went okay in the end. One of the nice little details in here is the pocket watch. Let's get this out. Hang it down. There we go. It's a bit shiny. Maybe I can knock it down a little bit with a tiny bit of black wash. But it's still very, very nice, and it's one of those details. I wish it had a bit more of a chain on it, so it hung down a little bit more, like in this picture, because that would be good. But it'll do for the moment. Maybe I can lengthen it, I don't know. Come down, trousers are fine stitched. But one of my issues is these boots. There is no articulation in the boots, they're very stiff. And I don't think they were really sturdy made, because I couldn't stand him without the stand. I'm not saying it's not possible, but there was a lot of muscling and fussing about trying to get in the stand without using any sort of help, like a crotch grabber, but it didn't work. So one of the things that ASMUS said about this figure was that they were trying to advertise an exclusive base it came with if you pre-ordered. I'm not entirely sure if they even have one without this base, to be honest. I've never heard anybody deal with it. But it's a little plastic base, the crotch grabber. As you can see here, it's plastic, hollow plastic, black, with a little bit of detail around the edges, and a little sticker on top, wood sticker. I thought maybe there would be some detail in here, like a little bit of sculpting into the base for the wood, so there was some texture in there, but there's not. It's just a sticker. It's a little bit of a letdown, not a massive one, if I'm honest. But let's go on. Let's have a look at his guns. This is where ASMUS fall down as far as I'm concerned in terms of quality. They're not there with Hot Toys yet, because he's I don't know what you would call this really. I don't even recall what the name of the gun is, like a Remington rifle, something like that, some sort of rifle anyway. But it's practically stationary, it's just a lump of plastic. Now there is nice detail in there, but there isn't really any moving parts. Now where Hot Toys would probably succeed is that they would actually put more moving parts in this. But with this, there isn't that. I think the trigger at the back moves. That's about it. All of this is fixed in position. This revolving bit doesn't seem to move. But what I really like is the plastic down here. Actually, it's quite glossy in the handle, so it looks like a glossed wood. So that's nice. I just wish they'd put more moving parts in there. And obviously you've got his revolver 6-shooter there, which again is nice, but there is no moving parts. I think it's just meant to sit in there. You can pose him with it, I suppose, but you won't be able to open up the revolver cartridge to load in bullets or anything. Those bullets are fixed on the belt, they're sculpted in, they're not removable or anything. Again, this is something I think Hot Toys would have made movable. And then there's a really nice touch with these handcuffs. You have to take his hand off, then put the cuff on, and then put the hand back on, because the cuffs don't open up. They're one fixed set. The chain is real metal. These are real die-cast cuffs. They have a tiny little bit of weight to them, which really adds a bit of quality. And that's where they win with this, is this slight level details with the die-cast cuffs. It's really good. And also one of the things I really like is these. The sandbags. If you can hear that, there's some sort of, I don't know, like grit, or you know, moving grit stuff. I don't know what's in there. Maybe just little bits of plastic, but there's loads of them, and it feels like a little beanbag. And so it sags and hangs, and it looks quite stiff, but it can also be flexible and moved about and laid about as you so wish. So you can just almost hang it off the edge here and it will sort of sag over. See? That's a real nice touch, I really like that. And then you've got the coffee pot, the famous coffee pot that gets, no, I'm not going to spoil it. The famous coffee pot that he seems to, don't mind telling people the coffee is so shit that he makes his own.
Christ almighty, what that Mexican fella do?
You can carry that. It's a really nice touch. A lovely little handle here. I'll be surprised if that stays on all the time. It's very, very, very fine. Could easily break if you're not careful. And this lid pot you can actually put on and fit properly. So that will just go straight on and fits in. Then of course you've got the cup, which is actually real die cast, and you can hold that because it's got a hand here that actually holds it, I believe. This one. Now these hands, this is where it wins again. This is where it wins again because they haven't just given you some stock hands. They've gone in and they've aged all the hands. Can you see that? There's discoloration on the wrists. He's got veins. His skin is getting a little thin because he's aging. Some really nice detail in them hands, I'm telling you. I'm hoping the camera's picking them up. They are super nice. I'm really chuffed with those. That's where they win with this. These hands were made for this figure. It's not stock hands. They did a really good job with that. Really good. Then you get the gloved hands for when he's a bit more outdoorsy. And I really like that. Oh, just one more thing, just a quick thing I missed. This is the Hateful 8 original stand ASMUS Toys brought out. This is definitely much better. This is a much better stand. Gives it a slight more level of class. Not a lot, but a little bit more class. And this, as you can see, just has the Hateful 8 on it, 1/6 scale collectible action figure. Simple crotch grabber. There's nothing underneath. Very cheap, very plastic. If it wasn't for this stand, then this would have been a real disappointment. And it would bring down this figure a little bit if it only came with this. But I think they realised that, and when they made this, this just got kept. It's a bit of a letdown, but never mind. But yeah, I think that is it, guys. That is the Hangman John Ruth. This is not a review, like I said. I don't do reviews. I just unbox things and then I show them off. And then if you're curious or you were interested in this figure but didn't want to pull the trigger, is he worth buying? Yes, he is worth buying. Again, there's a few flaws. That hat is a real letdown. And I wish there was more moving parts in the guns. But he is a really, really nice figure. And I'm really chuffed I got him because it was one of my favourite films that Tarantino has done, and I think he'll add a lot more colour and interesting variants on my shelf of superheroes and movie stars. And that's it, guys. Okay, that's just a quick unboxing. I say quick, it's probably been ages. But that's my unboxing of the 1/6 scale ASMUS Toys John Ruth figure from the Hateful 8. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in buying, would I recommend buying him? Yeah, I would. He needs his stand though. I don't know if you can stand him on his own. The feet are a bit weird. That is a letdown. Like I said, the feet and the hat. The highest part of the figure and the lowest part of the figure are the two bits that let it down, but everything in between, the boots and the hat, is really nice. And I'm glad I've got him. Okay guys, that's it now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like and subscribe, I'll be uploading more videos when and if I get more figures. That's it guys. Okay, do me a favour. Get the fuck out of my cave. Bye bye guys.
Stop!